All right, so we're gonna kick off. We're gonna start with the white items, work our way up. We've been testing this for like, what? When did the update come out? Like 2 weeks ago now? I think we got a pretty good grasp of these ones. All right, let's start off with the very first, the easiest one, the elusive antlers. There's gonna be a lot of glow-ups in this one. There's gonna be a lot of glow-ups, a lot of improvements, a lot of upgrades. This one, where did this one start last time? We had this down in D tier, as it was the damage reflection item, which sucks. Now, it is a godly speed item. And I'm already stumped. I'm already stumped. I mean, it's obviously at least A. It's obviously at least A. It's like a high A. It's not an S. It's like a high A to me. This, again, spoilers, tier lists are incredibly subjective. Incredibly subjective. And then they don't really represent things as well as you think they would. So like this, I feel like if there was a section between here, once again, it would go there. But it's like a very high A to me. Has been run to you, but compared to a white speed list. Well, the thing is, with more speed items, because normally in the past, speed items have always been S tier items, but more speed items in the pool, they're not as important now. So ironically, the addition of more speed items makes speed items less important as a whole. You still need speed in a run, obviously, but like the more speed items, they're not as important as they were before because there's more of them. And this added to the white pool is huge. This addition to the game is like S+++++++. But like itself as an item, I'm happy with like, just know it's a high A, right? A high A. Bolstering Lantern. The Bolstering Lantern. Where did this start before? We had this in D tier before. It is now moving up and up and up and up. I reckon I'm feeling B as well. Because again, situational tier lists, it's almost like tier lists aren't the best of Manda S. Multi S. Manda A tier. Multi A with a nail gun A to S tier, honestly. Load up C tier. I could, you know what I mean? Bandit C tier. Depends on the survivor, essentially. But do you have Fristol? I have Fristol normally between B and A, normally. What's soldier syringe in your opinion then? About the same. But again, it depends on the survivor. Which is why, again, tier list as a whole should be survivor specific. It is hard to do like just broad ones. We have 16 survivors with different abilities, like rely on different things. They don't all rely on attack speed, but a lot of them do, and this is a really good one to play in. And the thing is, a lot of the survivors that rely on attack speed are always going to be better playing close up and personal anyway to get the damage, no damage fall off, and like get in there and bait out the attacks you want to bait out, and you manipulate the AI, blah, blah, blah. So you want to be in close and personal anyway, so I think 80 is fun. I kind of like it on the captain. Yeah, captain's great. Microbots with bolstering lanterns, fantastic. Absolutely. Not to mention the shotgun shoot speed is better too. Sure, B tier. Oh wait, I meant B tier. I didn't mean A tier. What did I put an A tier for? B tier. Sorry, B tier. Sorry, B tier. Why is watch better than 20% attack speed? Why is watch better? Because that's 20% damage flat. 20% flat damage all the time on everybody in every situation. This is 20%. This is 20% attack speed. 20%. I can't remember. 10% attack speed. Characters that can use it. You know what I mean? All right, chronic expansion. The Cranch. The Cranchin. Where did this start last time? In B tier. S tier with FMP? Clearly, but we're not basing this on FMP. It feels weird to put it back in B tier because B tier is where I had it before, but it's had a buff since then. But it hasn't really gone up in like my rankings as far as I see it. It's a good item. It's a good item. It's good damage. It's great for TPs. It's fantastic for TPs. It can really help you out, but it's not. It's again. It started in B tier, and I feel like it's gonna stay in B tier. If I had enough room in this stuff, like a B minus, a B positive, it would be in B positive. But like, focus this now, but on Mithrix, I don't see that being an A tier item though. Like I see A tier as those items that like you really want to see all the time. They're gonna like drag you out of a tough situation. S tier is the cream of the crop, obviously. B tier is not. The thing is, B tier isn't a bad tier. It's a good tier. There's an argument to be made that if you kill things quick enough, then it goes away and you lose the buff. But also, if you kill things quick enough, you don't need the buff anymore anyway. So like I have noticed it. Like, am I crazy for saying it's not A tier? Like, I think it should be B tier. C tier for the beeping, true. It's the goddamn beeping, man. Even C tier is not bad. B tier is so okay. B tier is like the item that you're happy to have. Like, I'm not going to scrap it. Like, I'm not scrapping B tier items. That's the thing. It's a good tier to be in. Yeah, I think B. High B. I'm going to lock in high B. The Warped Echo, starting in D tier, my last list, has had not one, not 2, but a step up by 3. Warped Echo. She's an A tier item now, chat. She's an A tier item. Very good item. 30% damage reduction. It works on Void Cradles and Blood Shrines as well. So you can also hit Blood Shrines more times without breaking watches as well, by the way. Its stacking isn't amazing, but it's not bad. It's definitely not bad stacking. It's not amazing. But 30% damage reduction. Split that over 3 hits. Does it still apply more curse? No, it doesn't apply extra curse, but it doesn't negate curse either. So for some reason, the curse is applied before the damage reduction is applied, which is weird. We tested this yesterday. I took a Titan Slam and took 14 curse without a Wecco, and then I took a Titan Slam with it and still took 14 curse, which is weird because like I don't think I'm sure Opal doesn't work that way. I haven't actually tested it. I assume Opal doesn't work that way, but it no longer gives you 1.5 times curse like it used to. That was a big issue last time. It gave us in the past, it gave us 1.5 times curse, which was insane. But what does stacking actually do? It splits it up more and more and more. So 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, blah blah blah. I'm happy with 80. 80 is good. That's the only 4 white items we got, right? That's it. Because this is a green item now, right? Its cooldown's pretty quick too, so it's a good item. It's a very good item. I love to see it. It's a nice safety item. It's up there. It's not quite Opal territory for me, but they're in competition with Opal. It's in the same realms. The Breaching Fin. The Knock Up Fin. I hate it. This is the best item in the game that I fucking despise. I hate it. It's the best item in the game that I hate with all my soul. It is such a damage boost. It's bugged at the moment to like be constantly stacking, and that'll probably be fixed. But ignore that. That'll go away. But it's like what is it now? It's like a flat 20% extra damage or something when they're in the air. And I'm assuming that's total damage. It's 20% total damage, right? While they're in the air. It works on bosses. Works on Mithrix. Works on Beetle Queens. You can knock up a Beetle Queen. And again, it's good. I despise that it changes my aggro. So it's either I knock the thing in the air and I have to look up and then take my vision off the ground so all the enemies around me that I can no longer dodge properly. And like I can just circle strafe and hope they don't hit me. And hit the thing I'm aiming at, because the thing that I was aiming at is going to be the priority thing that I want to kill. So I want to keep shooting that to take advantage of the damage. Or I ignore the thing that I am prioritizing, let it land again, deal with the enemies around me, and then shoot the thing. So it's either changes their priority around, or you get there. And again, it's not that, I am aware I am the minority here. I know other people like it. It's a very good item. It drives me crazy. Like, it's very, 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 very good, but it drives me crazy. I hate it. I just wish it was just like a knock them up and then knock them down again or something. Like knock them in the air, then knock them down and then give us stun. Just keep them on the ground. Do you want the Beetle Queen? I want to knock up the Beetle Queen with my knock up fin. But great item, A tier. Unfortunately, it's A tier. I don't like it, but it is. Great on turrets, great on Huntress for auto aim. Good on everyone, but just, I can't stand it. I hate it. I hate it. Luminous Shot. Where's this gonna go? I think it's a pretty solid B, honestly. The right character, it's great. Multi with a power mode with like, with Scrap Launcher in your bloody alt arm. It's like very good A tier item. People like Loader at the moment is a bug. You can shoot your grapple a bunch of times into nothing and get a bunch of spikes. Pretty good for them. People with slower M2s, great on False Sun. Fantastic on False Sun. Not everybody though. I think a solid B. It's great on some people. Nah. So much fun, False Sun. Again, very strong. I will say this about 1,000 times during this, but the issue with tier lists is they are so subjective, and we have 16 survivors now with different abilities and different playstyles, and not everything in this tier list applies over the board to every single survivor. This is like a generalized tier list. So I'm going to say, overall, I'm happy with Luminous Shot and B tier. Very, very character dependent. Very character dependent. Noxious Thorns. S for boosting Blight. 10% bleed chance. Transfers all your debuffs. Stacks well. Fantastic AoE with the right circumstances. Is A too ambitious? I think A is good. Yeah. How do we feel about A tier? It's AoE. It's a debuff in itself. Transfers. There's lots of survivors with built-in debuffs. I feel the same way, Cam. I think it's barely an A tier, but I think it is in A tier. Better than Breaching Fin? That is true. It depends. It depends. It depends on your build. If you have no debuffs, this is just a 10% bleed. If you're playing Loader with no debuffs, with 10% bleed, I do not care about Noxious Thorns. Like, if I'm Manda with, like, any debuffs at all, fantastic. I love it. Counts as 2 debuffs? Does this count as 2 debuffs? Interesting. Interesting. I didn't take that into account, actually. This adds debuffs now as well, which is fantastic, which is really good for Breaching Fin. Adding debuffs is obviously fantastic because Deathmark adding 50% damage is insane. Insane. Also, again, this is 60% damage boost on 1 stack. It's ridiculous. Very good item now. Very good. Hell of a glow up. Chance Doll, still A tier. Hasn't changed. Still good. It does what it does. It increases your chances of better items and chance shrines. Good. Item macro, fantastic. Easy A tier. Prayer Beads. Prayer Beads was in C tier last time, purely because it was broken. Is it? Oh man, I never got around to testing this. Shit. Did they fix the maths on this? I didn't get around to testing this. No cabinet? Well, the bug before was the fact that it didn't give you the proper stacks. It would give you, if you scrapped it, it would give you the stack based on how many are left in your inventory after. Does it feel they fixed it? Man, shit, I should have tested that. Assuming this is fixed, and again, I'll explain what the issue was before. The issue before was, I mean, they said they fixed it. They also said they fixed Boomerang interaction, which they didn't. They also said they fixed Vagrant Orbs, the patch before this, which they didn't. Gearbox. So it's hard to trust them, you know what I mean? It's hard to trust them. Assuming that they fixed the interaction where upon scrapping the prayer beads, it will do its multiplications based on how many are left, which is obviously 0 upon scrapping. So no matter how many you had, it will still give you 0 plus 15%, so you'd always get 15% regardless. Assuming they fix that, extra health, extra damage, extra regen, and then that multiplies into all your other damage. I think it's B tier. I think when I see this item, I'm happy to see it, and I'm happy to get the buff when it drops. And I like min-maxing around them. So normally, if I have prayer beads on me, like a couple on me, and I see another one drop on a stage, I'll scrap the ones I have now and then finish the stage. So finish the stage, scrap them, then pick up that one and then use it. So it's fun to play around. So I like it. Sales Star. Whoa, bets where this is going, huh? Yeah, exactly where you belong. No comment. I don't need to talk about this. I don't need to talk about this. That's exactly where it is and where it belongs to be. That's love you, Sales Star. Now the real glow up, the unstable transmitter. One of the 2 F tier items last time. F tier with the breaching fin, the knockback fin, sorry. But this thing literally ended your run. It could kill you, yeet you into the ground. It was the worst item in the game. Hands down. Hands down. Now, I think it's S tier. 1 is S tier. 1. I don't care about stacking them. Stacking them is whatever. You get quicker cooldown. Whatever. Never break elixirs. Never break watches. Something that protects that much of your damage with 1 item. 1 item protects such a core part. Such a core part of your run, of your damage, which is the watches, which you should be picking up, by the way. Anyone out there? Oh, I don't like them, they break. Stop getting hit, idiot. Run in circles. It nerves glue. I'll take that L. I'll take that L. There's A tier here, right? There's A tier here. This is A tier, okay? This is S tier. Try Sales Stars here, and like Trongle's here. There's like A, Trongle, in S, like just A tier ends here. Here's S, here's Trongle, here's Sales Star. All right, just know. Scraping in there. I'm not totally sold on S tier. Pretty fucking good though. Nah, A tier. I don't think S tier. A tier. High A's. Because, okay, hear me out. High A tier, all right? I changed my mind. I'm a human, I'm allowed to. If you aren't getting hit, which you should be playing around, if you're trying to get better at the game, if you're playing around, not getting hit, then the triangle is literally useless. If you're like me, Raymond Daniels, and don't break watches, then it's literally pointless to have in your build. It's not S tier, it's A tier. If you get hit, it's a great safety net. Can let you play much more aggressive. War Bonds. Moving all the way from D tier up to A tier. Big fan of this red. It's not S tier. If you guys say War Bonds S, you're crazy. It's very strong under the right circumstances. This does not need a proc coefficient, Gearbox. This item does not need a proc co. It's insane. I don't mind stacking off watches, AP rounds, stuff like that. It does not need a proc coefficient. It should not proc bands. It should not proc ATGs. It should not proc sticky bombs. Very fun item though. Very fun. A tier. A tier. Not S, but A tier. Works on all bosses. I know it works on Awu. I've been told it works in the Void. Haven't seen it yet. I mean, it does in fact work on Voidling. I've taken the Voidling, yes. You just gotta get the money between stages, which is more difficult. Very fun item. It's cool to have it work around economy items. It currently stacks between stages, so like you can build up 20 stacks before you even get to the next stage, which sort of defeats the purpose, I think. But I imagine they'll get fixed. Doesn't need a proc code. It's too strong. But also, the thing is, wiping out the thing, someone's gonna, I can hear the comments, right? I can hear the comments. Someone's gonna be in the comment section and be like, but it completely kills phase 1 Mithrix. Yeah, it does. And then nothing else. And then nothing else. Unless you have an insane, like, Gauze Tome pennies run going, it doesn't do anything phase 2, 3, or 4, essentially. It'll proc, like, a little bit. It'll do the 5 shots or whatever, which is whatever. But like, if you're needing help to get through phase 1, you aren't getting through phase 3. So it's not that big of a deal. It's fun that it does wipe out Mithrix. And in certain builds, it will destroy all phases, obviously, if you have enough proc items. But if you have enough proc items to do that, you're in a gold run anyway, and it doesn't matter. So, and the horn sound, the Age of Empires, is pretty good too, actually. Boomerang, exactly where it is. Gearbox, in fact, did not fix this interaction with Solmarang. If you have a Solmarang in your inventory, every one of these will bleed still. Every single one of them. Try harder, Gearbox. Called out by Raymond Daniels. I am slowly ruining this game. I ruined prayer bead printers. I'm going to ruin Boomerang, Solmarang tech. slowly ruining this game's bugs. It's not my fault that beads got nerfed out of printers. John Gearbox might tell you that that was me, but Thor slander. Growth Nectar coming in at a whopping C tier last time has gone up a 1, 2, 3. This is an S tier item. This is fucking wild. This might be the strongest item in the game, purely due to its stacking. Now, someone out there is going to be like, oh, but Droidman is better, but nah, Droidman's great. With the insane abundance of buffs right now, just for instance, this is a buff, that's a buff, this is a buff, that's a buff, that's a buff, that's a buff, that's a buff. Okay, there's like 7 buffs just in this list right now. Everything is a buff. Everything counts as a buff now. If you pick this up, you're gonna have it. You're gonna have it instantaneously. One of these is 3 Radiant Pearls, minus a crit, because it works weird with crit for some reason. It doesn't add it, it like multiplies it or some shit, which can be better, can be worse. Essentially, it's 3 Radiant Pearls. And Radiant Pearls are 10% boost all stats. What is this? 7%, and it does it 4 times for the first stack, so it's 28% total stat boost. Essentially, and Radiant Pearl, it's all buffs. Yes, it is cannibal. It works exactly the same as Radiant Pearl, again, except for crit. But if it was just that, that's not the strongest item in the game. This stacks quadratically. Correct me if I'm using that word wrong. Quadratically. So it currently with 1 stack plus 7% to all stats up to 4. When you get a second one, it is plus 14% per buff up to 8. So it goes from 3 Irradiant Pearls to nearly 12. That's an S tier item if I've ever seen it. Hell of a go up. If you see one of these and you can get it, you'll win. It's that simple. Most reds stack dog shit, but this stacks insanely well. Overspill. Overspill was in B tier last time. I think it's a solid A tier item. The Runic Lens, Overspill, I think it's a solid A tier item. Very, very good. Doesn't work on flying. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but this doesn't work on flying enemies, right? Whenever I knock enemies up with Breaching Fin, this never hits them anymore. I guess comment section, correct me if I'm wrong, but like 99% sure this doesn't hit flying enemies. They've made it come down quicker, they've given it a good visual, and they've made it less confusing. There's no more overspill. It's just a good item now. Very good item, fantastic. I love it a lot. Very cool mechanic. Whether you do more damage you do, the higher chance of procs, which is very cool. I love it a lot. Very good item. There's not much to say about this one. I sort of skimmed past this, but it's just a good damage item. It's a great damage item. Goodbye, Overspill. I mean, it still has Overspill. It's just they took the word out. It does exactly the same thing. Sonorous Whispers, A tier, exactly what it was before. Fantastic item. You get this stage 1, S tier. You get it stage 4, 5, C tier. Like, you get it on the moon, F tier. But overall, more items, more better, A tier, simple. Depends when you get it. It's too dependent when you get it in a run. Just a good item. Good item. Very good item. And the old the old leeching seed. Seed of Life, still an A tier, exactly what it was before. It's a Dios. Take some equipment slot, trade out for that. It's an extra life. There's not much to that. It is what it is. The only D tier thing in the entire list The only D tier thing in this tier list is this. This sucks. The healing from this is so little. It's on a 15-second cooldown. It's somehow worse than Wood Sprite. The healing orbs is so bad. Like, honestly, F tier if I wasn't too lazy to add another tier, but I don't want to add another tier. So it's shit. You're not picking up this for this, you're picking up this for this. This is fantastic, this is dog shit. Long-standing Solitude has been buffed since last time. They buffed this for some reason. The already S tier broken item, they buffed it, so it's still an S tier. Simple. Simple. If anybody out there was like, oh, maybe I don't think they buffed this. I don't think it's too strong now. I think they're fine, the items now. Look at this. Look at this. If you think that Gearbox, again, if I had a choice, I don't want to complain. If I had a choice from where we were then and where we were now, I would choose now 1,001 times every single day. Imagine, remember that Doctor Strange scene how he's like off in the distance and his head's gone crazy and he's like, what? Like this is that timeline. I want to be in this timeline. But they are a little bit too strong. They are a little bit too strong. If I had to nitpick, this needs a nerf. This one. That needs a nerf. This needs to be changed. That needs a nerf. But yeah, but in saying that, we've come a long way. I'm very happy with this. I love these items now. Just a little bit overtuned, but again, the fun. The main thing is, are they fun? And the answer is yes. And at the end of the day, this is a game. I want to have fun playing my game. And these items make me have fun playing the game. So I love them. Good items. I can see people arguing the unstable transmitter. I can see people arguing war bonds. I can see people arguing lantern and sonorous. But that's fine. There's your tier list, chat. There it is. Until they nerf it again. Enjoy.